All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. 8th episode now, 8 weeks now of the Waypoint Wednesdays live stream. So super excited. Still turning the music down there. So super stoked. We got a lot of stuff going on, updates and things like that we'll get to right now in just a second here. Still got the runny nose going. Jeez. But yeah, we'll talk some updates right now about some of the rally stuff that's been going on and coming up. And then we'll dive right into it because we got a parts box from the Czech Republic. So I'm excited to show you guys what we got in store and what we're going to be getting ready for. So hope everybody's had a good week. The podcast is resuming. I do apologize. I haven't had a chance to do that. I've got a home project going on and some family commitments. So hey, family first. So making sure all of that is good. Everything has been good. So I'm looking forward to getting out and riding soon. We're almost there. Adjust the. So if you guys see me look down, the behind the scenes camera is here. So wait, let's see if we can do something creative here. We're going to turn that around and we're going to show you guys the studio here. So Instagram, say hi to YouTube. YouTube, say hi to Instagram. And we're back. So anyway, all right, let's see, what do we got going on? Okay, first and foremost, updates, rally updates and stuff going on. A couple of more schools that I've heard are coming. One, we're waiting on some more information before we say anything about, but there have been a couple of posts out there. So if you guys keep up with some of the brighter people in the rally side of things, that is totally a hint and not discouraging anybody or downplaying anybody. But if you guys are following them or following him, you'll know there was some information that was relayed about a rally school. And then from there, the Baja Rally, the first event that they're going to be doing, the San Quintin Rally, they have actually partnered with Dave Pearson, Kyle McCoy Mohart, Paul Neff, and team, the American Rally Originals, as a fundraiser for them. So this is going to be helping get some more funds headed their way and offer a great opportunity for people to train on some more road books in this place called Baja California, and actually more specifically in the San Quintin area, which is I don't know, let's just put 3 hours south of the border. So I think that that area, that whole area, Mission Santa Maria, the hotel that's out there on the point and all that stuff is awesome. The sand dunes that are right there, although are small, are very challenging, but they get bigger down towards the end. So it's definitely a really cool event to check out. I've already requested the time off, so I'm looking forward to being down there and hanging out with all the rally family. You know, it's been a minute. I think the last time I saw everybody was at the Sonora Rally last year, which was like in May. We didn't really make it out to any other events after that, you know, the whole COVID thing and whatnot. So definitely looking forward to getting down there and doing some riding. So they got that going on. Look for details on the Baja Rally website, or you can also hit up American Rally Originals, ARO. They're talking a little bit about it as well, trying to get some details out. But like I said, it's going to be basically it's like a training camp, but rally simulation. So everything going on just like if it was a rally event. So it's really, really, really going to be some good practice for those who choose to take it on, or for those who want to learn about it. So if you guys have questions or anything like that, feel free, hit me up. I'm happy to answer as much as I can, and then if not, point you in the right direction to who may have the information for you. Then let's see, what else we got? Oh, another big one, and actually it just recently came up. This is the Baja Lifestyle event that's going to be happening in San Diego. It's actually this Saturday from noon to 5 at Humphreys by the Bay, and it's actually put on by the guys over at Baja Bound Insurance. And so it's pretty cool. I know that the guys from Lost in Baja are going to be there. I believe there's going to be some representation from Baja Rally, and then a bunch of other like tour companies and just vendors and stuff like that. So definitely excited to go check that out and see a little bit about, you know, what's going on and keep up with these people. I haven't seen them in forever, so I'm looking forward to talking to them and seeing what's going on and what's new. So that's the plan for this coming Saturday. We also have a bike to work on. We've got a house to work on. We've got a car that needs rear brakes, and it's just like everything all at once. But hey, that's what makes adulting fun, right? So let's see here. What else do we got? All right. So we have the rally updates. We know about the ARO. And then the next thing that we got going on is, what do we got going on? Yes. So end of April, mid-April, is the Revzilla Get On Adventure Fest. And it's going to be hosted up at the Rawhide Adventures Zakhar in the Mojave Desert. And so we're going to be heading up for that. We'll be up there with Travis from Every Single Sunday, who, if you guys aren't following, you should be following. They're posting, or he's posting, the videos of the 1,000 miles that they just did from Arizona all the way to Vegas. So, or from Phoenix, I believe it was where they started, or the outskirts of Phoenix, and then headed all the way to Las Vegas, taking dirt roads. So pretty cool stuff. I've already watched the first 2 episodes, so I highly recommend you check it out. There's some really, really, really amazing stuff out there, including this like vista point on the Grand Canyon that like me and whoever's watched the video, plus the other 10 people that have maybe been there in person, know about. So definitely want to check that out. Again, that's Every Single Sunday on YouTube. If you guys want to check that, you can see the videos that he's got posted. I don't think he's released episode 3 yet, but definitely the first 2 episodes are worth the watch. So check that one out. All right. So we'll be going up to that. That's the Revzilla Get On ADV Fest. I believe it is the 16th through the 19th. It's right in that, like towards the end of April side of things. So I'll get the dates and I'll put it up. I know I'm doing a bad job of providing that information, but so we'll be going to that. But to go to that, we're going to be getting some stuff, some bikes ready for that, or a bike ready for that in particular. So I was happy. It took a little bit longer than anticipated, but then again, everybody's up against manufacturing delays and stuff like that. But I am happy to announce that I finally got the box from Rade Garage for the 790, and that's the kit for the front rally tanks. So if you guys don't know more or less what that's about, is basically Rade Garage did a kit for the 790, 890 that narrows the bike up by about 5 inches and then drops, if I remember correctly, it's about 5-6 pounds maybe. I picked up the tank, one of the tanks, to bring it over and so I could kind of show it to you guys. But definitely, I think it's going to, save some weight. You do lose about half a gallon of fuel capacity, but thankfully with Rottweiler, they're working on a rear tank for the 790, which I was able and lucky enough to get my hands on one. Thanks to Chris and the team over at Rottweiler for that one. But now I'll gain that half gallon back, plus gain a gallon of fuel, and then it'll be spread across the bike a little bit more evenly. So I'll probably have to talk to Mason Klein about this, because I bet there's probably some traction strategy there, like maybe run the front tank dry, leave the rear, I don't know, something like that. We'll figure that one out and report back. But let's see. So the other one that we got going on here, and let's do the live chat. All right. So let's start showing some parts. I mean, that's what we really want to see, right? What was in the box. So first I'll show the tank, because the carbon fiber is kind of a nice piece as well. So this is, oh, look at that. Still got the wrapping on it. Get rid of that. So cap, billet aluminum, got the seal on there, all nice. Got the breather on it. So nice piece. Anodizing's good. Looks good. Then we have the tank itself. So you guys can see it. If you're on the Instagram behind the scenes camera, you got a better shot of this on the YouTube camera. So basically, this is the left side tank for it. And one of the first things that I noticed, like I was just looking at the quality, like, you know, the lines and stuff like that, and where it was maybe machined and done that, and, you know, all the pieces, everything that's been screwed into it is all nice and tight, and it looks good. They added like an extra mounting point. So the 790 has the one mounting point here on the side, like normal. So this one has it as well. And then it has one up top. Well, then they added another one up here to hang the tank from. So you have now 3 mounting points per tank. So normally on the 790 Adventure, 890 Adventure, this tank is one piece. So what you see here is mirrored onto another side, and that is the set of tanks for it. So this one, like I said, this is the left side tank for that bike. You know, you have your flange down here, so it still accepts the fuel pump and the stock petcock on there as well. Still uses the balancing tube, and then from there, let's see what else. Oh, one thing I did notice, and I'm sure they did this intentionally, but the bottom of the tank, so this part down here is actually, like, you can tell is definitely harder than the stuff up here. So it feels like they may have used 2 different thicknesses, or maybe done something. I don't know. That's how it feels, you know, in person and holding it. So I'm looking forward to getting it installed. Hopefully, if I have enough time, I'll do it this weekend. I saw the install video. They say it's about 3 hours to do it. So I don't think it'll be that big a deal, but you know, we'll see. But yeah, so far so good. I mean, I like how it looks. Everything feels pretty good. So I'm looking forward to putting it on. And then he also, they're black here, but he does ship it with graphics. I am going to reach out to Authentic Design to see if we could get our own custom graphics on this for chasing waypoints. So that's what we got so far. So that's the tank. Then we have, so you have the 2 tanks that are like that, and then you have on this in the middle. So the typical 790 has the wraparound tank over the top, and that's where your filler neck is. So what they did is they actually created like a cubby that goes over the center of the tank, so it mimics the shape of the previous tank. But what it does provide is a little storage area there, so that you can put your stuff in there. It has a USB cable or setup that you can plug in here to charge your phone. That plugs into the accessory port on the 790 that's at the back. You can plug it in there. They tell you which one to plug it into, if you want it on all the time or if you want it only when the bike turns on, which is what you want. Pro tip, USB circuitry, even if nothing is plugged into it, it still has a draw. So anytime you hook up a USB to a bike, you want to make sure it's on switched power, because it will kill the battery for you, because those circuits do have a draw. Even though it's a little bit of a draw or a small draw, it's still enough to kill a battery. And the thing about a small draw is that it will draw every last bit out of the battery. So anyway, so probably gonna hook this up. Might be a good place to charge the GoPro batteries and that kind of stuff. I don't know. We'll see once we finish building it. But that is that part there for the cubby, and then the centerpiece. And then looking at the carbon fiber itself around the corners and around all this stuff, I do like. I'm looking for like the pattern being off and moving or wiggly, like where the pattern is not uniform, and I don't see any of that. If you look at carbon fiber, usually in the manufacturing process, sometimes it'll move a little bit, and you'll see it like where the pattern is just uneven, but this is actually really good. There's a couple of companies in Germany that do make some real high-end carbon fiber parts for the GS stuff, and they do I mean, this work is like on par with what with what they do. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Hopefully, if everything works out right, I should have this on the bike this weekend, and maybe post some pictures so you guys can see what it all looks like once it's together. I am looking forward to it because it does make the bike lighter and narrower, centralizes the weight a little bit better. So this is just the one carbon fiber part. It does come with, you have to use the stock skid plate style because they have bolt-on carbon fiber guards for the tank. So the skid plate, the wings that the KTM stock skid plate has, those come off, and then you put the Rade Garage ones on there. Not shown here is they also have the radiator protectors that are part of the kit that you bolt them on, and they also provide like an extra layer of cushion to the edges of the radiator, and they're this bitchin' like billet aluminum as well. So steel tube with billet aluminum end caps on them. So looking forward to doing it. I mean, it's been a little bit since I've wrenched on the bike. I picked up a EarthX lithium battery from Rottweiler, and looking to see what we get on that as far as longevity goes. What I did like about that one is that the battery actually has the battery management system, the BMS, integrated into the battery itself. With lithium batteries, that's actually an important thing because the bike is constantly charging the battery. Lithium cells are, I believe it's like a 3.7 to 4.2 volts per cell is their like kind of their operating range. So you need to have more than one cell. Well, one of the things that happens with lithium batteries is that one cell will take on a charge easier, over time. The other one is a little lazier, and then back and forth. So then what happens is you get cells that become imbalanced, and that affects the capacity of the battery because it'll report that the battery is full, the charger will stop, but there's still some room to grow or some room to absorb some power on that lazy, we'll call it the lazy cell. So that's where, if you're going to look at lithium batteries, maybe the question to ask too is like, okay, how is the battery management system on this? Shirai has a charger that plugs into like a balancing port, basically. So it has all of the cells, and you plug this little plug in, and it'll balance the cells out for you. And the EarthX side of things was interesting because, like they said, and is very true, is the bike is the one that does the majority of the charging, and the bike only puts out positive and negative. It doesn't care that the cells are perfectly balanced or not. So that was one of the things that kind of drew my attention to that EarthX lithium, aside from the fact that the stock KTM battery is 7 pounds, 7.7 pounds or something like that. And this EarthX is like 2.5 pounds. It's like super, super light. And it's the same size. It's the same size casing as the OE battery that comes on the 790s. So anyway, so that's what we're doing there. Got to bolt that in and then get the rear tank installed. So I'm curious to see what it weighs. We do have the front of it does have the Conflict Motorsports or has their front kit on it, as well as WP Pro Components rear shock. I believe the front is about a pound and change that you save in weight just in the suspension. So I got that. Master cylinder showed up today. We're going to do a single-sided brake caliper for the front, so we'll need a different master cylinder. I have a 13 millimeter and I have a 15 millimeter piston. So I've read that 13 is the way to go, and then I've also read that 15 is the way to go. So I'm going to start with the 15 first and see how that feels, because the diameter of the piston does affect how the brakes actually feel and react, because it's the amount of fluid that it pushes over to the caliper. So we'll definitely do some research on that and some riding and see what it feels like. And then we've got Galfer. We did the custom brake line that goes single-sided from the ABS pump all the way down to the caliper that's going to be on the left-hand side of the bike. So that's what we got going on there. Got one other bonus part that we picked up. Gnarly Dave on the behind-the-scenes camera. We sees you. I can't wave. Gnarly Dave sent a request to be in your live video. Gnarly Dave, do you really want to be live on the Instagrams? While he's answering that question, if he's still there. Here we have the brake and shift levers from Rade Garage. So on the brake lever, I was curious to kind of try it and see what they had going on with this. It is like some of the older, I've seen this like on Touratech, and I've seen on a few adventure bikes where they have two different, here, let me hold this up. They have two different steps on it. So I don't know if the YouTube camera can see it there, but there's like a high and a low on it. So one is like for when you're standing up, one is for you're sitting down. It just makes it a little bit more comfortable for you and gets that brake pedal out of the way. So we'll see. It's got some adjustability, so we can move it forward and back. We'll see that. The shift lever, standard knurled tip. Ryan, what's up, bud? And then on here, something kind of cool is they have like a quick release dial system that you can use to adjust the height of the actual shift lever tip and making it more comfortable to reach, especially if you're wearing boots. Or like for me, where I see where this would be handy for me is like if I ride to work, I ride in a certain type of shoe, just basically like a moto shoe that's reinforced at the heel. But if I'm going to go out into the desert or go play on a real dual sport ride, something like that, I'm definitely throwing on a pair of boots. So this will definitely help to switch between the two and just keep the bike comfortable. Otherwise, you got to find that happy medium in there as well. So this, I'm curious to see also how it pairs along with the Rottweiler Performance Trans Saver. So I did get that one. For those of you that don't know what that one is, it's basically a kind of like a shock that goes in between the shift lever itself and the lever that's on the transmission. So just in case if you hit something or stand on it or step on it, it's designed to break away and save the components in the gearbox. Not bending the shift forks, not pulling it out of gear, like forcing it out of gear, that kind of stuff. So that's what the Trans Saver is for. From Rottweiler Performance. So definitely want to check that out. Hopefully, well, on most linkage bikes, I mean that's should be a like a standard thing or have something similar to that. So check it out on the Rottweiler website. You can look it up if you just sort by the 790 stuff, and they've got pages of things that you can Google at and look at. You can also filter it out so you just get the Rottweiler stuff. So I don't know, but check that one out. So that's what we have new parts wise. Like I said, the plan is hopefully this weekend by Sunday, we'll have a riding bike, with all the parts needed, to get back and forth to work. But yeah, I'm definitely curious. We got, unfortunately, the local Proctor Rally Road out here, as they call it. Unfortunately, they are grading it, so there's not going to be a chance to really test much as far as suspension goes, but it'll be good for some shakedown stuff. So looking at that side of it for sure. But yeah, so bike build this weekend. Speaking of which, let's see. So we got the bike build going on. We already did the rally updates. And then we did just manage to, and I finally figured out that we're in the wrong business. I'm in the wrong business. The business I should be in is building and selling trailers, because the prices on an enclosed trailer are astronomical. Like, you have to fight to find a really good deal. And then the really good deals that you can find happen to be over in like Georgia and over on that side of it. Well, being here on the West Coast, now you got to ship the thing, or go and get it. So you think, okay, well, if you're somewhere in the middle, Texas, somewhere like that, okay, maybe not a big deal. But from Georgia to California, it's like $2,000, $2,000 to $3,000, depending on how you do it. So whatever you saved is gone. I mean, you're now having to pay a premium anyway. So the only upside might be that you can work directly with the manufacturer and have it built exactly to your spec, but usually there's not that many options, and it's like the Jeeps. You kind of want to buy the basic and then just start building it up from there. so you don't spend money on mods that you didn't really need, so I don't know. But anyway, so we were finally able to get a hold of one. It's a 6x12 single axle with electric brakes, which is what I really liked. But now the fun part is like, okay, well, we've got to build it out as a moto trailer and put, you put bunk beds, or you put an area to store cots, you got to have a toolbox, you got to have a workbench. I saw this really bitchin' thing from one of the friends on my brother's race team, Dan. He built a sink that uses 5-gallon jugs, and basically it's like 5 gallons on one side for fresh water, and then the other is the gray water, the water that goes out. And it's actually pretty cool. It's a really, really cool setup. So I'm going to see if there's some room in there for that, because sometimes you think, well, maybe just a small sink will be, would come in handy to wash your hands, wash your face after a long ride day or whatever. Nothing major. Obviously, you're not going to do cooking and put a garbage disposal in it, but at least you can do some basic stuff, right? Washing your hands, washing your face, towel shower. I don't know what else you would do in the sink like that, but it's also not going to be very big. We'll have to figure it out. Orale. Uh-oh. Scotty Bloom from the Baja's Rallies. Scotty, you missed it. We were talking earlier about your guys' deal with the San Quintin Rally and the ARO, American Rally Originals. So we talked a little bit about that. Are you guys going to be at the Baja Fest thing this weekend? I don't know why I can't remember the name right now, but it's the event that Baja Bound Insurance is doing. Question to you, is Baja Rally going to be there? I know Lost in Baja is going to be there, but let me know. I'll make sure to read your answer. Okay, so anyway, we've got that 6x12 trailer. Vino's time to start building it out. And I mean, like, there's just so many things. Like, you start thinking, okay, well, gas and sinks and workbenches and storage for riding gear and helmets and stuff like that. And it just, like, there's so many little details to it. So I think I'm going to use and if you guys were following the Chasing Waypoints podcast, I talked about packing for adventure and preparing for adventures on one of the episodes. And I'm going to kind of follow the same principles. Like, okay, well, if I'm going to go to the desert, or I'm going to go set up a base camp, what do I need, right? So I'll just, start with the basics. Okay, well, I need the trailer. All right, well, the trailer needs A, B, C, D. All right, we're going to need shade. Okay, well, the Easy Up needs this, and it needs to go in this spot, and it needs these walls, and it needs that. Okay, well, when it gets dark, what happens? Okay, well, now we add lights, so just kind of thinking of a situation, just picture yourself out in the wild and just kind of start planning it. That's the kind of thing that I'm doing. I'll probably put a dry erase board or something up, that's specific to the trailer build. So that'll be going on. So sounds like a lot of stuff going on. It is, but it's like one thing at a time and just the basics. All I need right now is that trailer to be good to go for the ADV Fest from Rosilla coming up here at the end of April. Ready for that one. And then right behind it from April going into May for the Baja Rally and American Rally Originals event down in San Quintin. So we'll get there. I think it'll start going together pretty quick. Just got to, start turning some wrenches and free up some time. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. Let's check in what we got going on over here. Any questions on the behind the scenes camera on Instagram? Nothing there yet. All right. So let's see here. What else do we got going on? We talked about the Rade Garage stuff. We talked about rally updates. Project 501 is kind of at a standstill right now. I did get the mounting stuff that I needed from Rally Moto Shop so I could mount the road book and finish mounting that part. But I am putting it on hold right now because I need to focus on the 790 and get that ready. And then I need to go out and put some miles on it, shake it down, make sure that everything is going to be solid. Because the last thing I want to do is show up to an event and then have to watch it from the sidelines. So that's the game plan there for that one. So yeah, I mean, it's coming along nicely. And like I said too, on the podcast, I've reached out to a couple of people. We're going to get some more in the bivouacs going. So want to talk to a couple people that have done some rally and have actually been competing on a few of them already. And he's been out there. So I'll let you guys know who it is, and as they confirm, so then you guys can make sure to subscribe and get ready for that as well. But that's pretty much what I had today. Not a lot going on. Like I said, I mean, just a lot of other, outside of the rally world things going on personally. So we're getting there little by little. But we've got a rally season going, which, off topic a little bit, or well, it's still on topic. But I was actually talking to Chris over Moto Minded. And then also talking to Dave Pearson from the American Rally Originals, and the conversation both conversations went in the same way. And we were talking is that I think for the first time that I've kind of kept track of these things is in North America on this side of the pond and between the US and Mexico, we have officially like a rally season. We have like rallies. Like you could take up your whole year participating in rallies, whether it be training, whether it be actually competitive stages, or schools, things like that. So there's it's awesome. I mean, that is no bigger indicator that the sport is growing, that the interest is there. The things that Mike has done over at Kota Rally to get that event up off the ground legally, everything, all the I's, what is it? Dot the I's, cross the T's, or cross the I's and dot the T's, whatever you might, whichever way you want to say it. Just to be able to pull that off with all of the permitting and everything going on, and then the way he's got the event organized is a huge, huge thing. So that bodes very well for future events here in the actual U.S., the land of the permits and BLM. And then in Mexico, not to say that they don't have that, but they do. There are protected areas that do require permitting, that do require studies, and do require that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, not all organizations participate in that or follow that rule. But I do know personally, with working with Baja Rally, that was always kind of a big deal, especially when you start running south of El Rosario. So yeah, but anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of events that people can go to. More importantly, also in support of the American Rally Originals. Don't forget, we do have the Chasing Waypoints Challenge. So we're getting people signed up for that one. And basically what it is we're scoring across 3 events. We're adding up the points and based on their final results. And from there, we're gonna have a winner and see who has the most points and the craziest to decide to compete in 3 rallies. So yeah, that's pretty good. We've got Matthew Glade already from Rally Moto Shop put up a gift certificate for the winner of that one. Dave Pearson over American Rally Originals got a Climb jacket with the logos on it for the guy that or girl or whoever that wins that challenge as well. So more stuff coming. I am working, got a few irons on the fire and some interest. So we'll see how that shakes down for the Chasing Waypoints Challenge. But you guys can always follow, just look up the hashtag Chasing Waypoints Challenge, or you can also check out the link in the YouTube video if you're on Instagram over there. Here we go. Aha. There it is. Okay, I got my reminder. So from Gnarly Dave, thank you, sir, gentleman and a scholar. It's the Baja Lifestyle and Travel Expo by Baja Bound Insurance. That is going to be this Saturday at Humphreys by the Bay down in downtown San Diego, or downtown-ish area across from the airport, or just north of, in that area. Humphreys by the Bay is the location. It's from noon to 5. Dave will be there. The guys from Baja Bound. I think the Animal Pad, which is like a dog rescue here in San Diego, that I saw. Lost in Baja will be there. I think that there'll be some people there from Baja Rally as well, and a couple of other, I'm sure, tour companies and stuff like that. So definitely want to check that out if you guys are in the area or can get into the area. That, again, is this coming Saturday from noon to 5 at Humphreys by the Bay. So definitely want to check that out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know. What do we got? Let's turn the mic around. Let's get you guys involved. What has everybody been up to? Let's see. No drag racing. Bike builds. I wonder how close Billy is done. I know that let's see, what did I see? I saw the Moscow Moto guys are doing their Baja ride. And then I did see that the Rottweiler guys are doing the Baja ride as well. I think I saw Andy Kirker on there as well in that group. Pretty awesome. Andy Kirker is the guy heading up the Pro Moto Rally for the Score Baja races and setting that up. So he's the rider advocate and has been, hands-on that project as well. And so former racer and motorcycle rider. So he knows, he's been involved in the sport for quite some time. So we did do a podcast. If you guys want to fly back to that, if you aren't subscribed on that, you should be. You can find a link on the YouTube video for that as well. So if you guys want to check that out, you can always subscribe to it. And yeah, well, cool. Well, it is 7:52. I think I've got everything covered that I was going to cover for tonight. So I think we're going to call it quits, wrap it up, and yeah. So yeah, don't forget, we're going to see you there. Fabian, thank you for checking in. So don't forget the Baja Lifestyle and Travel Expo this weekend by Baja Bound Insurance at Humphreys by the Bay from noon to 5. Stop by, check it out. I'll be there, and then there'll be a bunch of other people, I'm sure, there checking it out. So come by, swing by, and meet a bunch of people. So we got that going on. We've got the Get On ADV Festival coming up at Rawhide towards the middle end of the later third, I should say, or later whatever, of April coming up in the Mojave. And then after that, the next up should be, if I'm not mistaken, the Baja Rally / American Rally Originals San Quintin Rally event. So if you guys need more information on that, drop a comment below. If you're on the YouTube, if you're on the Instagram, you should be on the YouTube, but it's okay, you're on Instagram. You can ask a question there. You can always send me a DM through Instagram, and I'll be happy to answer or point you in the right direction of where you need to be. So then from there, that's pretty much it. Cool. All right. Anyway, so I hope everybody has a good night, and we will see you guys next week for another Waypoint Wednesdays. We'll figure out what we got going on by then. I'm sure there'll be another project started. And then this weekend, we should have another episode of the Chasing Waypoints podcast. Like I said, I'm working and waiting on some confirmations for some guests so we can do another In the Bivouac this week. So anyway, with that being said, we'll see you guys.